What's good, black people? First and foremost, if you're a first time viewer of my content of this video, like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to be discussing something that's going to be a bit controversial, but nonetheless, this is very informational, and everything that I am telling you, you can look up for yourself. But this is something that I created on my own to just give you the allegorical and metaphysical principles that are in scripture. I want to make something known before I go any further, that we're not going to be dealing with scripture from any other form that you have ever learned in your entire life, at least personally. We're going to be looking at scripture from an allegorical and metaphysical standpoint only, because that's the way that it was written to be taken as. Even in scripture, it will give you the code of saying that, these particular scripts were written in dark sayings. They were written in revelations, to hide the information of yourself, mastery of self. That's what the whole scripture is about, is mastery of self and gaining a high form of consciousness. And so we're going to start this off with the Kemet boys. Now this is a series. We're not going to be dealing with Abraham, Moses, and Yeshua in this video altogether, because that's just a lot of information. Even dealing with Abraham, I don't even know if I can get Abraham done in less than 10 minutes, but we are going to try. Now, dealing with Abraham, we're going to be dealing with the origin of his story. We're going to be dealing with the fundamentals of the knowledge and the name significance. We're most definitely going to be dealing with the name significance rather than the knowledge, because in scripture it doesn't really tell you what form of information Abraham grasped while he was living in Kemet. As regarding to Moses and Yeshua, which you'll clearly see not only symbology but things that they say that correlate back to Kemetic proverbs, which are just African. A lot of people have a disdain towards Kemet because of what they've been given carnally, and a lot of people receive the scriptures carnally instead of taking the spiritual food, because even in scripture Yeshua says that my spirit, my words are spirit. The things that I give you is to feed your subconscious and to feed your spiritual mind. You cannot take these things literally, and you cannot look at this from a carnal, which is just dealing with your physical self. You can't deal with this from a literal standpoint. You have to take the metaphysical meanings behind this, because if you take it carnally, that creates confusion. A lot of people, when I bring out this form of information, they don't know how to take it. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to take this form of information. They always say, I'm being out of line, I'm off the wall, and not realizing they're using metaphysical, symbology. They're using allegories or analogies, metaphors and similes to describe me being so-called off the wall, when this is what the scriptures were written in. They were written in symbology. They were written in metaphors and different forms of literature, except for literal and historical. But let's get to Abraham real quick. So when we deal with Abraham, Abraham was from the land of Ur. Okay? He is considered to be the father of nations, a father of multitudes. Referred to as an Eber, Hebrew. And when we deal with the metaphysics and the etymology of Hebrew, and when we break down the word Eber or Eber, it just means to cross over. Okay? That's what it means, to cross over consciously from the carnal mind to the spiritual mind. And when you actually break down the word Eber and you actually look into the Hebrew alphabet, and the Hebrew alphabet are just hieroglyphs, but we're going to be dealing with that when we deal with Moses. But when we deal with the word Hebrew and we break down the word when looking at the word Eber, right, you have the Hebrew word or letter Ayin, Beth, and Resh. Eye, house, head. The eye that is in the house that is in the head. So house representing your body, and the head which is representing your mind. So Ayin, Beth, Resh, Eber, Hebrew. So it's just talking about your body. It's talking about yourself. You are Hebrew. And so you become Hebrew when you cross over. You become Hebrew when you cross over carnally or spiritually from the carnal mind, from the carnal ways of the flesh. And since we break it down, you know, words, let's deal with the word Abraham. But let's first deal with the word Abram. Abram means exalted father. That's what it means. Ram means exalted father. Abe meaning father. Ram is formalized or personified as someone who is exalted, someone who is in high authority. So it means exalted. Now I would break down the significance of the ram in Kemetic culture and Kemetic science, but we're just dealing with the fundamentals for now. So his name was changed from exalted father to the father of multitudes, the father of nations. He became Abraham. Ham was added to his name, and there's significance in that. So Abraham, Abe, father, Ra meaning the soul or the sun, and then Ham meaning darkness, right? Black, darkness. And there's significance in that because, for one, a name change, whenever you see a name change in scripture, it represents an ascension of consciousness. It represents a new form of knowledge, a new person, rebirth, resurrection. Now, when we look into scripture, we notice that Abraham is considered the father of faith. Okay? When you look in the book of Romans chapter 4, verse 17, it talks about Abraham, and it tells you about how the Lord calleth things to pass that are non-existent. And that's the definition of faith that you see in the book of Hebrews chapter 11, that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And what are things that we know of that are not seen, but that we know that there is the substance of things hoped for, right? Now, the best way that we can describe this are through ideas, images, right? Your thought process, the way that you think. So Abraham is a phase in consciousness of ascending your mind, right? Ideas and thoughts. And faith is that avenue, it's that vehicle in which your ideas can come into existence. Substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. When you break down the word imaginations, right? Imagine, image, thought, nations, birth. So you're giving birth to nations. When you are a child, when you are a seed, an heir of Abraham, this is what Yeshua was trying to bring out. So when you become an heir, a seed to Abraham, you become a seed to a consciousness of developing your thoughts into coming into existence, your ideas coming into life. You become a father of nations. You give birth to thoughts, to substance, to ideas. You ascend consciously. You become Abraham. And please understand that, like I said before, all of this is allegory. It tells you this in the book of Galatians chapter 4, verse 24, that the whole story behind Abraham, which is the foundation of the Hebrew culture, it's an allegory to predestine or to foreshadow the consciousness of Christ's consciousness, the new covenant, right? So it tells you about Christ being formed within you in verse 19 of Galatians chapter 4. It tells you in the book of John chapter 8, verse 58, Yeshua says that before Abraham, I am. That's talking about consciousness. When we look within the word abracadabra, abracadabra is a Kemetic word. The word abracadabra means I create what I speak. I manifest what I speak. That is what the word abracadabra means. And what it means is that I create what I manifest. I manifest what I speak. I create what I speak. And what you create is from darkness, your ideas, right? You manifest, you bring that into existence. That is the substance of things hoped for. Your ideas, they are waiting to be used, right? When you write down ideas, when you use ideas, when you have an idea, they are waiting to be put into existence, to be put into work. But that is all the time that I have for today. Until next time, I am Tyrone. Thank you for listening to this video and watching this video. I'm honored that I'm able to share this form of information with you. Tomorrow, I will be breaking down Moses, and the day after that, I'll be breaking down Yeshua. But until next time, I'm Tyrone. Thank you for liking this video, Comment below about how you felt about what I say. If you like what I say, if you didn't like what I say, let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share this with other people. Contact me if you have any more questions concerning this information. Until next time, I'm Tyrone, and I am out.